Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in this week to This Georgia Clay. So this week's vlog is basically going to be, it's a request video from all of you. We had a lot of comments when we first designed this guest space for guest suite 903 for this back wall, board and batten wall. So this is popular demand, so we decided to go ahead and make a video for you guys. So in this week's video, I just wanted to hit some points that we are almost at 3,000 subscribers. I can't believe it, it's growing so fast. I think so yesterday when I looked at it, we only needed 550 more subscribers to hit 3,000. So in honor of that, we're gonna do another giveaway. So if you guys have been here from the very beginning, you do know when we hit 1,000 subscribers, that we went ahead and gave away a $100 gift card to, it was Crate & Barrel or Williams-Sonoma. Well, this time around, since the girl has been more practical, we're gonna go ahead and do a $100 gift card to Home Goods or Hobby Lobby, because those are places now that I've fallen in love with. I still love me a good Crate & Barrel deal or item from Crate & Barrel or even Pottery Barn, but this time around we're just going to be more realistic where we can make that money stretch a little further, and we're gonna do Home Goods or Hobby Lobby, okay? So in order to be eligible for this giveaway, you do have to make sure that you guys are subscribed on YouTube as well with your notifications on, and then go over to our Instagram page. I always forget to market our Instagram page to you guys all, or let you guys know that we have one, and a lot of you guys come to my Instagram and say, I didn't know you had an Instagram page. So yes, we do have an Instagram page. It's called This Georgia Clay. We do also put a little mini rentals that we've done, like my owner suite bathroom, the toilet room area. That one is a really good one. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure that you go to Instagram right now. But you have to follow us on Instagram as well this time to be eligible. So make sure that you're subscribed on YouTube and also on Instagram, okay? So that's the way to win, and I wish you guys all a good luck. So in this week's video, we're gonna go over how we created this beautiful board and batten wall behind me, and what it took to make it happen. So with this room, I really wanted something that was simple, classy, also paid homage to the farmhouse nods in our home, because we don't really have a lot of, it's modern farmhouse is our theme, but as far as a room, we haven't actually went into making it a modern farmhouse. So this was the first space that we decided to work on, and I think it came out so beautiful. It's classy, it's simple, it's not overdone. I love farmhouse, but I don't want all of sometimes that farmhouse can lean to. I just wanted to give, like I said, simple nods to that style. So with this wall, I told Matt, I was like, I just want a board and batten wall that goes up to the ceiling to provide more height in this room. Down here in the basement, we have 9-foot ceilings, so that wasn't really a problem to draw the eye up, but I just wanted to make sure that this was the focal point in the room rather than everything else around it. So in this room, we did 1x2 8-foot boards, which are the slats here, or the batten. And then at the top, we did 1x4 boards, and that frames out the molding in the room. So that's the materials that we had. And in here, I wanted 8 boxes. So we have, what is it, babe? 10 boards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Yes, 10 boards. So I wanted 8 boxes, and we had 10 boards. So when we were doing our other video, when we were designing this room, we did a calculation of how to actually calculate each space within the battens. And I'm not very good at math, so Matthew is the one that came up with the calculation and the formula that we needed to make sure that each box was the exact same measurement and didn't become too narrow at one part when we got to the end of the wall. So for the math part, I'll go ahead and let Matt handle that.
All right, guys, bear with me here. Math isn't always fun, but we'll get there. So this is the look we were going for. Ultimately, we knew we wanted a board on each corner of the wall to kind of frame out the space, which means that we needed 10 boards across the wall. The best way that we found to do that was to actually physically line up the boards on the wall, just kind of lean them up against the wall and visually see what you wanted it to look like. This, ended up being the easiest way for us to figure everything out. From that point, what you need to do is measure the entire wall. So our wall was 152 inches long. Since we use 1x2, boards for the battens, each board is 1.5 inches wide, meaning if you multiply that 1.5 times 10, that's 15 inches of total space. So what you have to do is subtract that from your wall length. So we took 15 inches off of 152, and that left us 137 inches of space to divide up, so we could figure out what the space needed to be. So with 137 inches of space left to work with, And we already knew by lining up the boards on the wall that we would have 9 spaces. You need to divide that 137 by 9, and that gives you the exact spacing between each board. Ours came out to 15.22, but you round that up basically to 15.25. And we cut a spacer to actually put in between each board, so it made it a lot easier to actually put the boards up and make sure that they were the same space all the way across the wall. And that's pretty much it. Once you get used to that formula, you can pretty much do any room you want to. Just takes a lot of patience and planning, and make sure you measure everything correctly before you start.
Okay, so now that we're all educated in the formula of math, let's go ahead and get started with the project. Okay, so as you can see here, we used the guest room pretty much for all of our junk. So when we first moved in, anything that we just didn't know what to do with just went down into that space. So everyone's helping, cleaning up, and there goes Leah again. She seems to always be the one to help out, and my 2 older ones, I don't know where they're at, but thanks, Leah. And again, did you guys see those nightstands? Those are the ones that we painted white. So that was a good DIY to make sure that you can reuse your old furniture. So Matt's just putting the battens against the wall and trying to get that design down to see exactly how it's going to look and how many that we might want on the wall. So I always like to do like a rough design first before we actually start putting things on the wall. So now that we have the design figured out, now we're going to start putting the wall actually together. So there goes that 1x4 there, making sure that it's perfectly level. And I'm just giving Matt all the tools that he needs. So now we're starting. I'm not that tall, so I had to use one of the battens to help hold that up for him so he can start to install that piece. So we started off with the 8-foot board, but it wasn't long enough. Again, those walls down there are 152 inches wide. So we just took another 8-foot board, measured it, and then Matt used his miter saw to cut that piece for us. And then in order to make it look like a seamless piece, we just made sure that we caulked that seam. So of course I have to stand back and make sure it looks great. So there goes Matt using the miter saw, cutting those battens for us to make sure that they line up perfectly with that top header piece. In this project, we were using liquid nails, but then I think like halfway through, we decided to stop using the liquid nails and we just were able to use the brad nailer. So that's up to your personal preference if you like it more secured, but the brad nails work, and I don't think we really used liquid nails again in any other project. So in this project, we were utilizing 1x2 8-foot boards, but they weren't long enough for our particular space because our ceilings are 9 feet long. Even with that board at the top, it still didn't come flush to the baseboard. But because we were going to have furniture in that space, as far as the nightstands and the bed on both sides, we just decided that it was okay that it didn't meet exactly with the baseboard. So it just depends on your space. If you're going to have something that's going to cover the majority of the wall, don't worry about it. Just put the battens up, and if it doesn't hit flush with the baseboards, then it's okay. But if you have a space where you're going to actually see that individually, it just doesn't look right aesthetically, then I would make sure that you get longer boards and go all the way down to be flush with that baseboard. So I always love to see when the project's coming together, when you have like a majority of the boards on the wall, because then you actually get an idea of what the space is going to look like. And of course, when you put paint on it, it just makes it come to life. But it's always rewarding to see that we're almost done and it looks so good. So yeah. So you guys see me, I went ahead and changed out those nails. And this time I did not pinch my finger, so I'm getting better using that brad nailer, guys. And we're putting on that last board. Oh, that looks so good. Hey guys, so this piece actually, the way that we did the spacing, it hits the outlet. So we're just gonna cut another piece here to go around the outlet and caulk it in, and it'll be just fine. But all in all, it came out so good. I can't wait to paint it and caulk all the seams and fill in the holes and then just see it come to life. So it's coming along, so keep watching. Okay, so now I have to fill in all of those holes that we made with the brad nailer. So I'm just using the wood putty to fill that in. This particular one will turn white when it's dry, so I like that. But look at that wall, it looks so good. It's always rewarding to see a project that you've done. So there, after I've filled everything, I go in and use the sand. I think it was a 220 grit sandpaper or sponge that I was using. Again, there goes my Dyson, making sure it's all clean before we go ahead and start painting. And now it's time to caulk. And I think I was texting one of my subbies or responding to a comment. So I don't mind doing this. I think it's very therapeutic. I think in a lot of our DIY videos, you'll see me just doing the filling of the wood, the caulking of it, and sanding. And Matt usually, he just doesn't really help out with this portion, only because I just like doing it. It gives me time to just be in my head and get it done. So now it's time for paint. In this room, we use the same white that's on the other walls, but this time we use a satin finish. It's Extra White by Sherwin-Williams. I just love that color. I just feel like it just provides a clean palette, so it just works. So for this room, again, we just wanted to keep it classy, bright, and light. So I believe in this room, if I can remember right, let's see, I think we did 2 to 3 coats of paint, only to make sure that those battens were able to be seen without them looking as if they were disappeared on the wall, if that makes sense. So I think it's 3 coats of paint that we went through on this particular wall. Our walls, they suck up some paint, so 3 coats, but it came out great. So here I'm just putting the finishing touches on the wall, making sure I'm going back and getting any areas of that trim that you can still see the board underneath, and just making sure it's perfect. Alright guys, so that's this week's vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, it was by popular demand that we went ahead and made this board and batten tutorial for you guys. And again, it's a DIY, like I always say, that you got this, and if it doesn't come out quite perfect, go ahead and take the boards off the wall and try it again. Again, it's all about the spacing, it's all about the math. Make sure you get that right, and then once you do, it comes out beautiful. So again, go ahead and try it out. But this week, before we end our vlog, again, like always, please make sure that you like and subscribe and share it with a friend. But I did want to point out that next week's video is going to be of our transformation of our beautiful foyer upstairs. It's completely done, and every time I look in that space, I love it. So I can't wait to share it with you guys. It's hard for me not to post it on Instagram because, again, we do show little mini projects that we do here and there that we may not make it to a full video, but we've completed in our home. So make sure you guys, again, go ahead and check out Instagram there. But it's hard for me not to post it because I really want to show you guys. But next week's video is going to be amazing. I can't wait for you guys to see that transformation. I think this project, me and Matt, we knocked it out of the park. It came out so well. So yes, that'll be that week's video. It'll be the last DIY project for the year, and we're gonna head into Christmas. So we're gonna go ahead and get our modern farmhouse ready for Christmas. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. I love it. Like, I'm just a mushy person. So Christmas brings togetherness and family, and I love that time of year. So we're gonna head into that, into December. We're gonna start the very first Christmas vlog on November 28th at 8 p.m. And for the month of December, we're going to post 2 videos per week. That's right, 2 videos per week. So we're gonna post on Sundays and Wednesdays, still at 8 p.m., our normal time frame. And but December will be the only time that I'll post 2 videos. But I can't wait. Christmas is so jam-packed. I think that we need that extra video because just doing once a week, you can't really fit it in without the video being too long. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. Again, I can't wait to see you guys next week at 8 p.m. Please make sure that you guys turn on your notifications and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow us on Instagram in order to be eligible for the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you guys so much. Bye.